from left to right. So if it's a huge picture, it's going to cut some off. This is actually much larger down here. I could extend it, and you'll see just how it goes. Okay, so we've reached the end. See how much far it goes? Yeah. But I can't go over to the right, so you're missing what happens over here. All right. So good question, though, because I actually had to take the first one with the turntable. I actually took that and I put it into an image editor and cropped it. So because I took out the top portion, is all it was showing was the top gradient, and I cropped just the turntable so that you could actually see it. So if that's a little bit too much for you to handle, then maybe you can go to Google. All those pictures were mine, but you can go to Google and search for smaller pictures. The larger the picture, obviously the bigger it is, it's going to be harder to fit on there. Yes?
Can you just copy and paste like you do in other slides?
Copy and paste an image?
Yeah, an image.
You can put an image back here, and then what will happen is you'll need to make sure that your text is in front of it.
Right.
Because if you put the text in first and then the image will cover it up, and then what you'll have to do is highlight this, and then where is it? It's in order, which is grayed out, and you'll say bring to front.
Right.
Okay? So yeah, you can do that. All right, next question. We've only got 3 more. I was born in Virginia. Now this one really bummed me out because this is Tahiti, and you can see that there's this little kind of house on the water, and it just completely cut it off. So these are all desktop backgrounds, so they're huge, high-definition images, so it's cutting off part of it. But in the end, you just got to sunset. Go back to the Senteo tab, and it's actually waiting for me. Alright, so 61% of you were born in Virginia. 38% of you weren't born in Virginia. How many of you, raise your hand if you were born outside of America? Anybody? Okay, so everyone here was born in the States. And here's another thing. This would be a great introduction to class, particularly with students that you'd like to get to know that you're going to have during the course of the year. It kind of leads to some discussion.
Thank you.
Okay?
Sorry, I was just awful.
Bar chart, pie chart. Next. The technology I've most enjoyed learning about this semester is A, Smart Notebook, B, Smart Response, which we're still learning, Photo Story, Podcasting, or Smart Document Camera.
Me too. I've made 2 and used them in
It's
2
because
classes.
now I know how Ken Burns makes his movies.
I used them to introduce my unit in elementary school and used it as a Valentine's Day lesson in the middle. It's lovely.
Is it only one? You're waiting on me. Yeah,
So wait, no, one more.
yeah, that's me.
It was lovely.
I like
It
Audacity.
really
It's not
was,
up there.
guys.
Hey.
Audacity is podcasting.
Y'all missed me.
Oh, good. There
Don't
we go.
lie.
All right. So 22% of you really like Smart Notebook.
And my copy
See, nobody chose Smart Response, but we're still doing it. See, 55% of you like Photo Story the best. 16% of you like podcasting, and 5% of you really like the Smart Document Camera. I guess we're kind of one and the same. But. All right. Last question.
I loved it.
I can see myself teaching in 5 years' time.
I hope more than, less than that for sure. Finish.
Did I?
Is this boring? There's a job available?
Guys,
Yeah.
have you thought about the fact that we
Right.
need to teach longer than
Now this
3
is
years
interesting
of their
from a
lives
class
in
of
order to
people
retire?
who are studying to become teachers, most of you. 88% of you said that you did see yourself teaching, but 11% of you said that, well, maybe not.
11%.
And I don't know whether that's because you already have some in mind, or whether that's cynicism, or what it is, but all right, so at this point, what I can do is I can stop the assessment, I can insert the various charts, or I can click this to view the overall results. And this shows skipped, opinion, incorrect, correct. And here's the details.
That's so great.
Now this is nice if you want to get a quick snapshot of how your students in your class did.
Man, you had a lot of failures.
Yeah, we did.
They're still in the
I'm gonna go ahead and say teacher fault.
Yeah, because we only have one question. We only have one question that you were actually graded on, and that was the scene that was in
I
it.
think so.
A plus. Winners.
So if you didn't get that right, you know, no super you. So at this point, what I can do
How do you
is if I stop the class, your receiver will now say end of class,
All right, here we go.
and it will turn off by itself.
Next to me, and after she moves her thing down, I just go like this.
So you don't have to worry about running around and turning off student receivers for them or making sure that they making sure that they turn them off for you. Okay?
We never have both our lines on my class.
Any questions about smart response, Senteo?
It's like, if we're going off of forever, probably still will have to teach me that.
Is there any way to get results other than print screening them, like into something else?
If you are tracking through teacher tools, in other words, if you have your class enter their student IDs, which we didn't, once it comes up, it will give you, if you go back to teacher tools right here, and you go to your class, it will show you, under assessments, you'll be able to import the results, or you can export them. It's not giving me those options because I don't have anything. But you'll be able to take all that and it'll open up an Excel file for you.
Okay.
Okay? But because there's nothing really to export for us, because everybody's anonymous, it's not giving me that option. Okay? Alright. Let's talk about what's expected of you. The rubric is already posted up on the wiki. Let me show you a couple other documents that I put on there, because I always like to put tip sheets and whatnot up there. So here's the page. You've got 2 tip sheets, and you've got your lesson planning tool, which we're back to again, and your rubric. Let's take a look at the rubric. Now, one part in here is very different than what we've been doing. It might not apply to any of you, but you do have the option.